Today, let's explore qualitative codebooks. We'll talk about what they are, how to use them, why they're so valuable for your research, and how to create them. A codebook is a document that lists all of your project's codes, code definitions, and a few examples of quotes that belong with that code. Just to explain what codes in a qualitative study are like labels or tags that let you categorize quotes within your dataset. A single code brings together a collection of quotes that are similar in some way. Codebooks can be organized using a word processor, pen and paper, or in qualitative data analysis software. Here's an example of a codebook in the qualitative data analysis software, Delve. Here you can see all the names of the codes. Underneath them are the code definitions. And then if you want to see examples of quotes that belong in the code, just click on the code and scroll down to see the quotes. In this video, we'll be using this qualitative data software as our reference, but you can use any tool that you'd like to make your codebook. Codebooks are valuable because they keep your qualitative project organized and keep all your team members on the same page about the definition of each code and how to apply them. You don't want different people to interpret a single code differently. Regularly referencing and refreshing your codebook throughout your project streamlines your workflow, keeping you on track, organized, and on the same page. Now, let's take a look at the benefits of using a codebook for your research. First, a codebook can keep you focused on research questions and objectives, avoiding distractions or going outside the scope of your research. Codebooks also keep you focused and make it easier to find meaningful patterns and overarching themes in your data. Another benefit of codebooks is that they ensure consistent coding when collaborating with a research team, making sure that everyone stays on the same page when applying the code. That's what codebooks are. But how do you start creating a codebook? Well, to create a codebook, you need codes. And let me walk you through how to add codes to your codebook. There are two main approaches for adding codes to your codebook: deductive and inductive coding. Let me walk you through each one. The first approach, called deductive coding, is where you add codes to your codebook before you start reading through your data. The other approach, called inductive coding, is where you start reading through your data first and then add codes as you go based on what you see in the data. I'll show you how to create a codebook with both approaches. With deductive coding, you add codes before you start analysis, so the first step is to have your codes and code definitions ready to go. So go into your tool and add them. Here I'm going to type in the name of my first code. And to add my code definition, I'm just going to click on See Details. And I'm going to copy and paste my code definition into this description box right here. Click Done. And then I will add my next code, which is emotional response. Here I'm also copying and pasting my description. You can, of course, type yours in yourself. And then here's one more code, where once again I'll go into See Details and add the description. And there we go. And then if I click on codes on the left-hand side, this is my codebook. So just add each of the codes one by one, add the code descriptions, and before you know it, you have a codebook and you're ready to begin your analysis. If you're doing inductive coding, you start by reading through your data. Then, if you see something that stands out that you want to code, you highlight that quote, then create a code based on the data. I'll show you how that's done. So first, you go through and read your transcripts. And as you're reading, if you see something that's interesting, just highlight it, and then you'll create a code as you go. This quote here is talking about interruptions, so I'm going to call it interruptions. So I created a code based off what I saw in the data, and then I'm going to go to See Details and type in a description. So I'll write moments where participant routines have been interrupted. And the purpose of that definition is just so that everybody else on your team, as well as yourself, knows what you mean when you say interruptions. And then you're going to keep reading through the data and continue to make more codes as you go. That is inductive coding. Keep in mind that qualitative analysis is an iterative process. Constantly updating your codebook keeps your analysis fresh and insightful. Even in deductive coding, your codes or code definitions will likely evolve, though the final codebook shouldn't be too far off from your initial starting point. Now, let's take a look at a few more codebook examples to tie everything together. First, let's say you want to study the emotional reactions of participants during a round of interviews. As you read through your interview transcripts, you start developing a codebook to capture how people exhibited different emotions during the interviews. Let's say you observe different emotions like apathy, confusion, and delight. You can go ahead and add them to your codebook. This will help you decode your participants' reactions and identifying the patterns that connect them. As you read through your transcript, highlight different sections of text pertaining to those responses, and then click on the codes to code them, like this. Let's go through another example. Perhaps you're doing a research study based on the existing framework of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is an example of deductive coding because you start by creating a codebook based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs and then applying those codes to your dataset. First, derive a few codes based on the framework, then add them to your codebook. I'll do that now by typing out these codes. Physiological needs, then I'll press enter to add that to my codebook. Safety needs, and belonging needs. Each one of these codes is a different layer of Maslow's pyramid, and now I have them as codes, and I can go through my data and now code anything I see that are related to these codes. Whether exploring participant reactions or aligning with established theories like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, a well-structured codebook enriches your understanding of your data and paves the way for insightful discoveries. Moving on from these hypothetical examples, let's dive into a few real-world codebook examples from highly cited articles. In the first example, Richards and Hemphill looked at different ways to promote trustworthiness when working as part of a research team. They explored this topic by using a case study about how gym teachers handle the social and political aspects of their work. The Perceived Mattering Codebook focuses on the marginalization of phys ed teachers in the workplace. It includes the theme, subject marginalization, and codes, referred to as subthemes, lack of communication, lack of resources, and lack of support. Each code has a definition and an example for reference. In 2018, Tracy used a frenetic, iterative research approach, a process of repeatedly organizing, coding, and consolidating data to analyze communicative behaviors in leadership scenarios. Tracy highlights the importance of crafting a codebook in her research. Her codebook showcases how individuals in leadership roles often provide instructions, seek advice, give feedback, and interact with their employees. That brings us to our final codebook example. In a 2019 study, Mackey's son showed how thematic analysis can be used to uncover valuable insights from complex datasets. The team applied a document analysis of Canadian parliamentary debates focused on child rearing. In Table 1 of the codebook, the team provides a sample code definition for a high-level theme, family first. This is meant to highlight an opinion that the family is the ideal setting to raise a child. Table 2 provides a sample code definition for a subtheme, fam nuclear, which emphasizes the traditional nuclear family. The code definitions for the themes and subthemes help the team categorize, analyze, and interpret their data in a systematic way. It also gave the team a common reference point to make sure they applied codes consistently throughout the project. Now let's talk about the best way to create and maintain your own codebook. You can use a word processor like Microsoft Word or go the traditional route with pen and paper. But you can also save yourself time by using an online qualitative data analysis software like Delve. In the end, no matter what route you take to create your codebook, you'll find that maintaining one is a great way to keep your research organized, efficient, and insightful. Thank you for watching our video on qualitative codebooks. If you're ready to create your own qualitative codebook, start a free trial of Delve today at www.delvetool.com/getstarted. To learn more about our other qualitative methods, check out our other videos and articles at www.delvetool.com/guide.